Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time of the day I caught you at. I just wanted to stop by before I get into this next video so that you can kind of understand what we're about to talk about. As you already know, there has been a lot of devastating events that have been taking place. There are racial issues that have been coming back to surface a little bit more in our face. The crime between blacks have increased drastically. And there's just been a disconnect between us as far as our race, the black race. There's been a disconnect as far as the human race for years now. And there has been a disconnect amongst nature, amongst the universal connections that we have. And this is what I want to talk about today. So recently I watched the movie Judas and the Black Messiah. And before you watch this video, I would recommend you go and look at that. I'll have the link down in the bio. It is on HBO Max, and it's very, very good. It really just brought back a couple of thoughts to me that sometimes I forget about. And also, it just reminded me that a lot of the things that we went through then are still relevant today. So this is what I wanted to talk about. This is why I made this channel, to talk about different conversations, different topics that I believe should be had in every household, between every friendship. And I believe the more that we talk about it, the better. There are people who are having these conversations, but we need to increase that number. So with that being said, let's get into the video. Thank you. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Anomalies Closets. My name is Fierce Rebel, and I'm appreciative of you stopping by here today. First and foremost, I just want to thank everybody for the support, the outpour of love, the outpour of encouraging words. You know, I said like, comment, subscribe. You guys commented, subscribed, and just showed me so much love. And I just want to say thank you, because I was really scared, you know, to do it. And I've been wanting to do it for a while, and everything under the sun has stopped me, you know, in my mind from doing this YouTube channel. So I just want to say, once again, like it, comment, share, and if you already subscribed, then hit the little bell so that you know when I put some more content up here, because you'll get a notification. If you are new to this channel, thank you so much for stopping by. And I want you to like, comment, and subscribe as well. Thank you. Share the love. Why not? But what brings me here today, I had said in my little bit of an intro, is that I watched the movie Judas and the Black Messiah, and it really got me to thinking about a lot of different things, right? So right now, black on black crime is at an all-time high. Police have been killing us. It's the same things that was going on in the movie. But the part that got me about the movie is the fact that it's just always your own people that sell you out, okay? That's the part that got me. I just wish we could be a little bit more together. And I don't know how we can get that to go, like how we can get that to happen, but I'm just gonna give you a little bit of a background about the movie. And like I said in my intro, please stop what you're doing. Go watch the movie if you have not watched it yet. It's on HBO Max. If you don't have HBO Max, get with somebody who does. Y'all resourceful any other time, make it work. But basically, the movie is surrounding a man named Fred Hampton. Fred Hampton was a black activist back in the day. He was a part of the Black Panther Party, and he was a very strong person in the black community. He was willing to make some changes. He was ready to die for whatever he saw for his future, for his people. And he wanted to have like black schools, or he started black schooling. He had free lunches, everything. It was no excuse for you not to let your child come to this facility, and you can come as well. He just wanted to educate us and have us all be on the same accord. He was going to every nook and cranny of every place and trying to find different people to come together. If you had a gang, then he wanted to come to your place so that your gang and his gang can collide with each other, because it was power in numbers and everybody was against the same thing. Everybody was being brutalized and attacked by the police back then. And, you know, it was still issues going on as far as, well, you know, of course, racial issues was at an all-time high back then. So they just wanted more power in numbers. They wanted to educate the kids so that the kids can understand what was really going on. And the part that really gets me is, like, even if I think about it today, if I look at my niece's history book, or if you look at your kid's history book, the history in there is even less, you know, the amount of history that was in there about what happened to black people when we were younger. And every year, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So who's supposed to educate our children? So he basically had a school there, so he's telling you about the real stuff that's happening out here in the world. Not no geometry, biology. He wanted you to learn that too and be educated. But first, know your own history. So had all those different things going on. He wanted to have like his own little medical place in there, like a doctor's office to help his own people. He just was all for the people and all for us being educated and together, unity. And it's a guy named William O'Neill, and do your own research so you can learn about this stuff too. The man's name was William O'Neill. William was into stealing cars and money, okay? William got caught stealing the car. He had a police badge because he was behaving as if he was a cop. And when they locked him up for stealing the car, as well as basically behaving as if he was a cop or infiltrating as a police officer, I think that's the word. If it's not, then just flow with it. I don't need to know, okay? Or you can educate me because I like being educated. But basically, they were telling him that if you go to jail, you're going to have this much time for stealing the car and this much time for behaving as if you were a police officer. And they asked him, like, you know, are you into what happened with Martin Luther King being murdered? Like, how do you feel about that? And he's like, I don't care nothing about that. I just care about, you know, the money in the cars, right? So that was all that cop needed to hear to basically pull this man in. So he gave him an offer, like, you can either go to jail or else you can give us a scoop on what these people are planning because you don't care about your own people. And he went in there and did just that. And basically, it just brought me to the conclusion that nothing has changed. It's always your own people. And it's really sad because this guy who he became so close with, he could see his heart was just for the people. And the man was willing to die for his people. He was willing to die for what he saw. And I feel like that is the best thing you can die for. People are out here dying over parking spots. They dying over trash. You know, they dying over somebody dating a boyfriend or being in the wrong car with their boyfriend because the boyfriend is out here doing everything under the sun and not telling them what's going on, or they know what's going on, but they thinking the boyfriend is untouchable. These are the reasons that we're dying now, not for a cause. And back in the day, Martin Luther King, he died for a purpose. Malcolm X died for a purpose. They left you with a torch for you to take it to the next place. And somehow we just dropped it. And it's not really any powerful leaders that are leading the nation as our voice for black people, you know, as our voice for unity. We try, but everybody's not on the same page. And it's kind of still disconnected. But it just really hurt my heart because anytime you try to make a positive change anywhere, you know, you talking positivity, you see something that could be different, you trying to work towards it, and it's your own people bringing you down for a little bit of money, a little bit of a come up, right? You could be doing very well for yourself. You could be trying to help other people do well for themselves, and somebody will say, oh no, he a little too cocky or she a little too cocky, we want to knock her back a couple steps. And it won't be a white person, it's your people. I'm not saying that there are not certain powers that be that don't want the best for black people, because I know that that's still the case. And as much as it's hush hush and it's really out loud now in our face, that's not my concern right now. My concern is how can we be better to each other? I have a Citizens app on my phone. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and that thing chirps 24/7. When I'm sleeping, it's chirping because of something happening outside. Somebody's attacking somebody. Just the other day, I got something where somebody went to a movie theater and people are not a movie theater, a bowling alley. People are bowling and something erupts and somebody gets shot. It's just beyond me. You can't even take your kids to the bowling alley to go bowl. You can't even take your kids to go play basketball. Okay, you can't take them to the mall to go shopping because you never know what's going to happen. Like, geez, I thought it was bad. When I was younger, my mom was very strict. If I wanted to go outside on the steps, she'd be like, no. And I'm like, well, what can happen on the steps, Mom? Now, if I have a child, Lord only knows. Like, stay in the house. Like, we're going to create a bowling alley here. We're going to just create all the outside activities in the house because you just can't even have a day outside. And it ain't no white person that's in there killing everybody. It's your own people, okay? So this is another thing that it made me think about as well. When the cops killed Breonna Taylor, or, you know, they've killed a lot of people. You know, it's been a lot of police brutality. And we go out and we march, right? We march because we want them to understand that Black Lives Matter. And it absolutely does. However, I feel like when Gary get killed by Malcolm down the street, where are you at? Why are you not marching? When somebody go inside somebody's mother's house and they kill a person and they kill the mother and they kill the girlfriend and they kill the child, where are you at? It don't matter then? It just bothers me because I feel like if we going to do it, let's do it all the way. We can't half-ass it. I don't want to be a part of no half-ass nothing. You know, and I don't want to be out here berating stores and messing up my own community just because a person got killed by a cop, but we can't even get it right between ourselves. I stand for Black love, Black power, Black education, Black unity, Black community. However, it cannot be half-assed. It can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You can't be over here talking about how a cop can't kill a Black child, but yet you know somebody right now that is not wrapped too tight, that has a gun and is willing to blow anybody's head off for just about anything. And that's your boyfriend, or that's your man's, or that's your girlfriend. Because they think it's cool. Oh yeah, I got a gun. Hopefully these people got a gun. Because if we get into an argument because they move my chair over the parking spot, like I'm with it. No. And instead of you being a voice of some type of sense, you feed the negativity. It just bothers me a lot. And these cops paid this man William. First of all, they let him stay out of jail. And they paid him overtime to continue to take information. And because this man Fred was so strong, they didn't send this man to jail for nothing, left him in there, kept him in there, then messed up his whole business on the outside, just tore people community apart. You know, they didn't ruin his building, blew it up. Everything that he worked so hard to create, because he wasn't there to keep it together, it just started falling apart. And the guy was really good at playing his part. You know, the guy William was acting like he really wanted something for the Black community. I started feeling like maybe he was caught between the two. Like, you know, you gotta have a heart at some point. You gotta start caring at some point. But the last thing they said was, you know, this guy, we can lock him up again, but he's just too strong, you know. People love him too much. He's doing too many good things. He's making people think. He's making people come together. And they saw that even when the cops had blew up the building, all the people from the neighborhood, everybody who had touched before he had went to jail, all of the gangs, everybody came to one place. White people, Black people, Spanish people, Indian people, everybody came to this place to build it back up because they saw the vision. And that was a beautiful thing, right? So because the guy was so strong, and even though in his absence, his presence was still strong, the reason for everything, you know, everybody's kind of, they were on the same team. And the cops said, you know, that's still not good enough for us. At the end of the day, we can't keep on having this man come back. He's too strong. So instead of us sending him to prison, because that's where he was about to go back to on some nonsense, of course, because they control his life to a certain extent, they asked the guy, they said, you know, this time, instead of you know, giving us the little bit of information you're about to give us, what we want you to do is, I want you to give us a blueprint of his apartment, because we're going to go in there and basically kill him. The cap didn't tell him that, but he already knew what was going on. And the guy felt really, really bad. But of course, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place, because the man is telling him, like, listen, you still work for us. We will still put you back in jail because you ain't nothing but a Black man. We don't care about you. And in reality, I guess he thought that he was starting to build a friendship with this man, the cop. But in reality, they don't care about you. Okay? And the little bit of money that they were giving you, it's more where that comes from, and it's another you somewhere. So listen, you need to give us the information, or else you're going to be the person that's under attack. Matter of fact, we're going to tell them that you've been an informant the whole time, and your own people going to kill you. That's basically how the cop had put it to him, which it was going to happen that way, because back in the day, there were people who were informing the police officers about what was going on, and if they found out, they would kill you, right? So, long story short, they killed the guy. Well, they didn't even kill him, because the guy, William, ended up putting something in his drink to basically kill him in his sleep. rather than him having to die. But at that point, it don't even matter. You still was the cause of this man dying at the end of the day. And that's your people. Like, I don't understand it. I really want us to take time to have these discussions, okay? Instead of you talking about Beyonce and Kim Kardashian and whoever is the hottest commodity now, according to TMZ and the news channel and what is it called? The Shade Room. I want you to start having these conversations within your own households. I want you to start thinking about how many people are being murdered. I want you to think about how many people that you have in your life that you have a close relationship with that may not be wrapped too tight, that you have an influence on, that you can help, that you can kind of pull back from that situation. I feel like a lot of us are always thinking about ourselves. And however, I do want you to think about your own individual self. I want you to think about your own individual growth. But we are all connected. We all have something special that we bring to the table. We all have something different and unique about us that is needed to keep the world afloat. There's such a bond that is needed between us as far as Black people, as far as humans, and as far as nature. Like, that's what I was trying to say. Like, at the end of the day, everything is utilizing the same stuff, okay? We all need to eat. We all need to breathe. Even the trees. When you breathe out carbon dioxide, you breathe in oxygen. It's an exchange here. We need each other, okay? So when you walking past trees and you feel like, okay, all this can just get cut down. No, that's helping you. Stop being so selfish. Stop thinking about what you could put there and think about how the tree is helping us. When you see a raccoon and you feel like, oh, I don't care about that raccoon, and get ran over. That raccoon has the same heart, the same liver, the same everything as you. If you're Black and you looking at a white person, you're like, oh, screw them, man. They bleed red just like you, and vice versa. They have a liver, a heart, a kidney. They have a family, okay? Let's start to turn around this table of hate, because the more that we separate, the more craziness is going to happen. At the end of the day, it's nothing that's that deep for us to be killing each other, okay? If you came in my house right now and you tried to rob me and I killed you, okay, I understand that. And believe me, if I had to do that, I would be so heartbroken. I don't want to take nobody away from anywhere. I'm not God, and neither are you. You don't have that control. I'm sorry, you don't have that say. Sorry to let you know. And also, I feel like the people who you're killing by mistake are people who could have had a certain kind of purpose. Who are you to take that away? You could have killed the next Malcolm X. You could have killed the next Fred Hampton. You could have killed the next whoever who could be a very strong influence in our community, who can take us to the next place of being together, of being a real community, not just a word. You know, being intertwined, finding some type of understanding amongst each other, putting out a little bit of love amongst each other, okay? But you so careless with your bullets. You so careless with your own life. You know, you have a sick mother. You got newborn kids. You got 5 kids running around here. And you got a nerve to be out here shooting at people because they stand on the wrong corner. No. I challenge everybody who is watching this video to start with yourself. If you know that you're not a kind person, if you know that you don't do things with the best intent, if you know that you make moves because of your own selfish reasons, if you know that you will rob somebody for their sneakers because you feel like they shouldn't be on their feet but they belong to you because you feel like you have that say-so for some reason, your feet are better than theirs, or you want the TV, or you want the house, or you want whatever the case may be, or you don't like how that person looked at you, they were screwing your girl, whatever the case may be. I challenge you to try to go within yourself and find some type of peace and weigh your options on whether or not you killing that person and you losing everything that you have is worth, is worth it, basically. And I challenge you that if you know somebody who is about to do something stupid, to try to intervene. It's not going to work every time, but you can't even imagine just what a conversation can do to stop somebody, okay? Because if somebody comes to me and they say that they're about to kill somebody because, they want to rob them, and if anything happens, they don't care, but Sometimes you need to put a little bit things into perspective for that person. You need to remind them of some things. And sometimes people can't see their true potential within themselves, but you have to be the eyes. You have to be the person who speaks life into that person. You have to tell them, like, listen, I see you're good at this. You know, you're educated. You're intellectual. You've been in a bad spot, yes. And it won't be the last time. But let's make it to the next day. You know, make it to the next day so that we can see what's on the other side for us. There are power in words. It's power in love. It's power in authenticity. It's power in honesty. It's power in just putting your soul out there, putting your spirit out there. Stop being so egotistical. The things that we are killing each other over are materialistic things that was never supposed to be ours in the first place. And if they gave it to us and they've given us the opportunity now to feel like we have some type of control, we have something to say, we have the same things as them, it's always a setup somewhere, you know? Even when I feel like back in the day, when it was crack cocaine put out here and it was different drugs and we was messing up our own community. Everything was a setup that we fell for. Let's stop falling for it. The powers that be already want us to die. They don't want us here. They don't want us to be no stronger than what we already are or whatever we were. And every time we take a step in the negative direction, it's a applause. Why we gotta kill them? They gonna kill each other anyway. All we gonna do is put some more money into that community, and all they gonna do is tear it down. Sometimes when I think about the schools that they have in white communities, it upsets me, right? I look at the schools and it's big, it's beautiful, it's kind of like a little mini college. And then I think about when we put up a new park in our neighborhood. And then you go to the park and the swings is backwards. They tied around, you know, the top of the swing. Everything is messed up in the park. They destroyed it. It's trash everywhere. Dutch guts everywhere. They burning stuff. You know, graffiti. We do it to ourselves. A cop kills a black person and you go and tear up your own community. Doesn't make sense. You gonna go and raid the same store that your grandmama's gonna need when she's hungry? You're going to go raid the same store that if your wife or your girlfriend or your baby's mother needs Similac, she's not going to be able to have access to it. That makes sense? It does not make sense. So I just want you to dig a little bit deeper within yourself. Learn why you feel the way that you feel. Learn why you feel the need that you want to destroy and you want to basically take from somebody else. At the end of the day, you can learn whatever you want. That's free. You can watch how somebody moves for free and see how they're getting whatever they're getting. But guess what? What God had for them is what God had for them. And what God has for you is what God has for you. And maybe you could be at the right place at the right time to catch a blessing if you wasn't so worried about what this person is doing over here. But I want us to start encouraging each other and start loving up on each other. Instead of talking about your girlfriend, give her a little bit more love, a little bit more hope. Like I said, speak life into them. It's enough money for everybody out here. And guess what? The value of the dollar is dropping. I don't know if you're doing your research about that either. And it's been dropping for a long time. We keep on borrowing. You think this money is falling off some type of tree? It's a system in place. You think they're just giving us all this money for nothing? What's going to happen when they change the value of the dollar? Not the value, when they change the currency, then what are you going to do? When you've been killing, robbing, stealing everybody, stuff. You thought that was the last end all be all, and then they switch it up on you and it's something else. And that new currency will be way easier to trace. It's going to be kind of hard for you to get it illegally. Okay? So what are you going to do then? You have to start preparing. Start seeing what you can bring to the table individually. What God put within you to service others and to service the collective. Okay? There are a lot of things that we can all offer, and they will all be of our own. You know, I might be able to do something special. This person can do something special. This person can do something special. You're not intended to do what they can do. You can only do what you can do. Focus on that. Okay? Speak life into yourself. Stop taking the bait. Stop just sitting around for hours looking at your phone. Oh, that's so funny. Watching somebody twerk. It's cute and all, but it has to be a balance here. Okay? You're going to have to start getting into different things. You're going to have to start educating yourself. When was the last time you picked up a book? When was the last time you went to the library and picked up an older book that was really talking about something about history? Okay? Not this new crap. But when was the last time that you engaged in and you wanted to see, you know what? Let me see where this comes from, or let me see how this was. You know? Let me understand my religion. Let me go beyond the Bible. Let me start doing a little bit more research to see where this came from and where that came from. Not just taking anybody's information that they provided when you did not do your own research. Start building your children up. Start spending time with your kids. Another thing, too, that bothers me now is people are not paying their kids attention. Nobody told you to have these kids. These kids are our only hope. What you put into them is what we're going to see when we get older and when we can't be out there fighting. Our parents and our grandparents is old. They can't come out here and turn nothing around. They too old. It's going to be us that's going to have to take it. Right now, we're going to have to make the change. And then it's going to be your children. The children that you're not paying attention to. The children that you are not motivating. The children that you are not educating. The education system is broken. It's not teaching us what we really need to learn. And still we overcome. However, imagine a little bit more of a push and a little bit more education, how much farther we could be. Teach them when they're young. There is a war going on that is on so many levels we can't even think about. It's so much things that if you start doing research, you're going to be like, wow. It's just really going to be mind-blowing to you if you really pay attention. And then stealing or killing or the argument at the corner is not going to be worth it no more. And I feel so like in tune with what they say when they like, you know, when he said I'm willing to die for what I believe. If I'm going to die or if I'm going to fight, it's going to be for a cause. Okay? It's not going to be over anything stupid. But if there ever came a time where I had to have a gun and I had to fight, I will hope that it's for my own people. I will hope that it's for a purpose, a great purpose. I will hope that it's to make a change. It's going to change everything. It's going to change the game. It's not just about anything. I'm not about to be fighting with you over nothing stupid. And I'm not about to be trying to kill you over nothing stupid. And I don't want to die over anything stupid either. But guess what? I will die for something real. I'll die for something great. I'll die for a change that's going to catapult this next generation into a new, better direction. I will be willing to die for that. What about you? It needs to be changes within our community. Don't wait for a cop to kill somebody to go and protest. It's protests that need to be happening in your own community because we keep on killing each other. If you see somebody who went into a household and killed a newborn baby, that's protest worthy to me, honey. But if I was to say, meet me over here at this block at this time to go and protest this, everybody would look at me like I got 8 eyeballs. But if I say a cop killed the baby, then we got 18,000 people out here protesting. No, we have to change that. What are you doing about the issues that are within your community? What are you doing about the black on black crime that is right here, right now happening? What are you doing about the people that you know are not adding anything positive to the collective, but taking away, and you're supporting them? Stop. Stop it. Please take some time to think about what we are doing. Think about your children and think about the future. Before you know it, I feel like it's a war right outside my door. If I go outside, I don't know what the hell is going to happen. I could be walking to my car and get caught in crossfire. I don't have nothing to do with that. Nothing at all. And I'm about to die. And guess what? I don't want to toot my own horn, but I know I was born for something better. I done wasted a lot of years doing a lot of bullshit, okay? But I know that it's something special inside of me. It's something that is purposeful inside of me. It's something that needs to be shared. It's something that I have to offer. And I don't want it to just be gone because I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. That's not a good enough reason for my life. I'm sorry. It's not a good enough reason for me to die. And I hope that's not a good enough reason for you too. So with that being said, let's start changing. Change your attitude. Become kinder. Make somebody feel better about their day. Think about something positive when you wake up in the morning. Be grateful that your eyes opened up again, because somebody's didn't. Somebody is not alive today. Somebody didn't have the opportunity to change, but they couldn't change yesterday, but you do. So let's start behaving like that. Let's be better in who we are as people. Not only to our own race, but let's just start there. But also to people anywhere. Just like one day I went to a Vietnamese restaurant, right? Now, I've never had a bad interaction with anybody of another race. Well, I can't really say that, but not in a long time. However, I went to this restaurant one day, and it's me and this man were both waiting for food, and out of nowhere, he just started talking to me. And weird stuff like that always happens to me. People are always talking to me, and it'll be like awkward, but that's what I'm saying. It's something about me. I don't know what it is. It's just something special, and people get the vibe. And the guy just starts talking to me, and he was telling me about how he lost his mother due to COVID, and he literally looked like he wanted to cry, and I literally wanted to give him a hug. Like, this is a complete stranger. But this is what we need to be doing, okay? Sometimes people need a conversation. Sometimes people need a little bit of a nudge of love. Sometimes people need a hug. Sometimes I feel like, I was talking to my girlfriend the other day, and I said, in the jail, it's a lot of hate. It's a lot of animosity. Sometimes they need to hire somebody who could just hug people, because they just need a good, genuine hug. They need somebody to know, like, you're not alone. It's okay. I've been here. I've overcome it. I had these urges too. I was in the wrong place when I was younger. I was raised the wrong way. My mother wasn't there, whatever the case may be, whatever the story is. And it's okay, because I overcame it. A hug, some love, some encouragement. Be that person. Stop walking around trying to sabotage other people's blessings. Because guess what? If that person lives to see another day, it's going to be an extra drizzle of blessing on them, okay, on their life. Because it's ordained. It's intended for them. And karma don't forget about nobody. So don't think that you escaping anything. And don't think that if you do change your ways, at some point, that kind of stuff can come back and bite you, because it can. Make sure that you always walking with good intentions. You got positive intentions. You moving the right way, and you will receive your blessings. Let's all get on the same accord. So, I'm going to let y'all go with that. I hope I didn't go all over the place. It's way more to discuss amongst this topic. We'll have more in the future, but tell me what y'all think. Like, what do you think is the issue among the Black community? How do you think we can fix it? Because at this point, I don't even care about the issue. I don't care about why. I care about how we going to get it together. And if you on this video and you're thinking that everything is only about police brutality with Black people, and you don't care about how I don't know how many people dying a night just in this city alone. Let's not even talk about with the other 50 states or other 49 states. Let's just talk about this city alone. Not even getting to the state, but with Philadelphia alone, how many murders that we have a day. If you don't think that's the issue and it's nothing to do about that, then you're the problem. And it's okay, because you might not see the issue yet. But when you decide that you want to, just swing on back by this page. You can watch the video again. It's going to be here for you. Okay? But once again, I want to thank all of you guys for dropping in. My next video is going to be concerning relationships and when it's time to go. And that's with friendships, relationships between a man and a man, a woman and a woman, man and woman. You know, any kind of relationship, when you have outgrown that space, or when it's no longer safe for you to be there, or when you should have been left because it was never, ever anything there for you to be there for, elevation. We're all growing. So when did you outgrow? Or are you outgrowing your relationship that you're currently in? And if you are, then why are you still there? So moving on to the next thing. You guys have a great night, a great day, a great afternoon, whatever time of the day I caught you at. And I will talk to you guys next time. Love you.